Thank you, Holland. Erwin, if you would come forward and.
Well, driving in today, I heard that Barack Obama won the Heisman Trophy. He watched a college football game. We've heard this term. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, among them being life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It seems like for so many years that's been nothing but a cliche until this last year, when we see those rights that we didn't know we held so precious, suddenly we hold very precious. When we see our government attacking those very rights with trying to nationalize and socialize health care, controlling our life from beginning to end, with attacking our liberties by passing or by trying to pass cap and trade and by passing an egregious hate crimes legislation, and by completely arresting our pursuit of happiness by spending all of our money on wasteful stimulus and bailouts and taking over different industries. Why does that matter to us as Texans? I mean, we're the beacon in what seems to be a sea of fear and hopelessness. Because these same powers in Washington that are trying to encroach on all of our areas of life are knocking at the doors of Austin, demanding entry and demanding surrender. They're trying to increase government, increase taxes, infringe on our freedoms, and micromanage our lives. So we got to ask, when is enough enough? When do we make a stand? Now. I think we need to take on the attitude of our founding fathers and bravely defend our conservative values. It's time that we reinforce our faith, our independence, our free market system, and our families. Well, now, who's best suited to do that? Our Democrat representative? I can't imagine the pressure that he must be under from his own party to give in to the heavy-handedness of big government. Now, we know a Democrat's not going to do that. What we need is a strong conservative who has demonstrated that they are going to fight and not sway with the political winds. And I'm that man. And I and my family have made that commitment to make that stand and fight that fight. So what do I intend to do? Well, first of all, I'm compelled by my faith to be an advocate and a strong defender of our right to worship without government entanglement, to defend the unborn, to uphold the sanctity of traditional marriage. I understand strong family values as a family man, leading by example, personal responsibility. And I understand this. There is a difference, a big difference between saying that you agree with something and being an advocate of it. And I can tell you that I'm going to be a champion of our core conservative values when I'm in Austin. Being a businessman most of my adult life, I understand the difficulties of developing and keeping business. And I understand making payroll and having to pay taxes. And I understand the burden of government legislation and taxes. What does that mean to you? It means that I am going to be an enemy of efforts to raise taxes, to increase spending, to increase legislation, or to increase litigation that would be a hamper to the growth of our freedom and our free enterprise. I want to work to make sure that every Northeast Texan takes their God-given abilities and is able to experience the American dream. And I'm going to promote our district outside of our district. We have resources that all the state wants. We have plenty of water, we have inexpensive land, we have trained labor, we have a low cost of living. What we don't have is a representative that has made any effort to wisely and aggressively promote our district outside of our district. That will change when I'm in Austin. As a lawyer for 21 years, I have spent my entire legal career keeping individuals and businesses from being hamstrung by the greedy wiles of plaintiff attorneys. I have supported reasonable and commonsensical tort reform to rein in lawsuit abuse. What does that mean for you? That means that I will continue that fight in the Texas legislature. And I have a history of fighting. I have served at every level of our party in this county, from election judge all the way up to county chair, promoting conservative values. And not just in this county, but I conceived of, and some people in this room helped to form, what we call the Northeast Texas GOP Chairman's Coalition. And we did that so that over our entire district, instead of just county by county, we could pool our resources and we could advocate our core values and we could educate the voters on the issues and the candidates, and to raise an army to fight against this attack on our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Over the next 12 months, I intend to draw a very stark contrast between our core principles and those of our current representative. And I can do that. And I can tell you this. Whatever comes across my desk as a state rep, whether it's a fiscal issue or whether it's a moral issue, I'll look at it through the lens of our core conservative values of integrity and honesty and justice. And I'll be the one that stands up and says, no more, not now, not ever again, not another inch, not on my watch. So I ask for your support. That's what I intend to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Erwin. Bill Watts is fixing to present our program tonight on how to build a precinct and to grow the party, in other words, so we can grow our base, and hopefully one of these gentlemen here will represent us in Austin by doing hard work, because, folks, this is such a pivotal time. We have got to win this election. We have got to increase the margin, if we can, of Republicans in the House, because redistricting is coming up. And by sheer population alone, we stand to gain 4 more representatives in the state of Texas. Well, if we've got Republicans down there doing our gerrymandering instead of the Democrats doing it, at least we'll be doing it to represent the people and not just gerrymandering it around so that a bunch of liberals can get elected. And we have just got to have victory in this district. And I applaud both of you gentlemen for running, because I know you're putting your lives on hold to do this, and I know what's involved with what you're doing, and it's admirable that you're doing it. And the other night I had a chance to hear our Secretary of Agriculture speech, Todd Staples, and he said the most important political office was the office of private citizen. And I agree with him. But if you'll think, that's also the office there's been more malfeasor than anything else. If it hadn't been malfeasor, we wouldn't have Barack Obama for our president, and we wouldn't have Nancy Pelosi as our Speaker of the House, and Harry Reid as our majority leader in the Senate. And so what you're going to have to do when you're talking to, when I talk to my friends and they say, oh, well, 1 vote, I can't do anything, that's just a cop-out. 1 vote does count. If you don't believe me, ask Martin Brady and Heath Hyde. That's a 1 vote victory there. But And then too, I have people that good Christian friends of mine that'll say, well, don't you think America's doomed? And all that. I said, well, America may be doomed. I don't know. But I believe God wants us still to fight the fight, and I believe he wants us to work. I don't think he wants us to say, well, America's doomed and God's going to destroy us. I think, sure enough, we'll get destroyed if we do that. So, folks, now's the day. It's the time we're going to have to work harder than we've ever worked before. Okay, I've talked enough. I'm going to turn it over to Bill Watts. Bill, I'll help you move this. Yeah.